Hey guys, I'm excited to share this drawing project with you this week. I thought it would be fun to draw some crystals, and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I will show you some real ones in just a second. But they're super fun because they have different sides and edges that like reflect the light and shine, and there's all these different colors in them, so it's really fun to draw because you get to do shading and create value. And so here is one of my examples. This one was with colored pencil. So you can see it there. I think this one turned out to be my favorite. But they're a lot of fun. I also did one using crayon, and that worked well too. And then if you like to draw, a lot of people really enjoy just drawing with pencil and like shading. And so if you want to do that, it can turn out really nice also. Here's one just with pencil. But you'll notice like you do like dark areas next to light, and you just kind of keep mixing it up so each of the little shapes shows up. So each time you enter a new shape, you just shade it in differently. If these seem like a little bit too difficult and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I cannot do that, I also included how to draw just some single crystals like these, and y'all, they're simple. It's just like a shape, and then you add some little lines and shapes around it and just color them different colors, and it turns out every time. So these are super fun. They look awesome and three-dimensional, and so I hope you're excited. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to get started. All right, guys, so I am super excited about doing this. I thought I would share some of these crystals that I have. Some of these my daughter got as a birthday gift, but they are just so amazing. When you look at the way that the light reflects on the different levels of the crystals, and it just like shimmers as you move it, it's pretty amazing. This is one of those like rocks you can buy like at a rock mine, or I think this one actually came from the mall, like that Earthbound Trading Company I think sells them, and then you get to crack it in half and then see all the crystals that have formed inside. So there's that one. This is another one that was a gift. You can see this is kind of like the one I'll be showing you how to draw, except we're going to make our crystals a little bit longer, but we are going to make them in a cluster like this. And a cluster, you know, is just a group of them, but they're amazing too. And then these are some like individual ones. The thing that's so cool is you'll notice when I turn how like certain parts will reflect the light and look white. And if I change it, now it's like that one's reflecting the light and looks white. So when you draw them, you get to use value and shading and really make it look three-dimensional. And then this one, of course, is really cool because it's like different colors and is really neat. But anyways, so this was my inspiration for this drawing project, because I just thought these are so fun to look at and examine, and how fun would it be to draw that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get started on that. Okay, so for today's project, I'm just going to do several different examples using different things. I've got crayons to do one, colored pencils, pencil. You could even use an ink pen, so just whatever you have in your house that you can use to draw with would work for this. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use crayons to color in. To get started, it's a really simple process. You basically are going to draw, and we're going to kind of let's put a dot at the bottom of our paper. So we'll keep working toward this dot in a minute. You'll see what I mean. I'm going to start near the top of my paper, and you're going to draw like the top of a triangle, okay? So after you draw the top of that triangle, you're going to draw like the letter V under it. And it does not have to be the same size, and it can be like leaning one way or the other. Actually, the more it does that, I think the more interesting they turn out and the more they look like crystals. So don't try to make like a perfect diamond, because that's not going to matter. So first the top of a triangle, then connect a letter V to the bottom. Then you're going to draw a straight line from the corners down toward your point. And it doesn't have to come, because you don't want it to get real skinny, so it doesn't have to come toward the point like to touch it, but just kind of in that direction. So you're not drawing over here with it. You're always kind of coming toward the point. Even if it doesn't touch it, you can just stop. And then at the bottom of that V, you're also going to make a line down. Okay, so my next one, I'm going to put a triangle, top of a triangle. Okay, the next step is a V. and then draw the line toward the dot. And I was coming toward the dot, but what happened is I ran into this line, and that's okay. We're just gonna leave it like that, and it'll look like it's going behind it. So we're overlapping. We just stop when we run into a line, and it looks like it goes behind it. So now we're coming over and stop, and we bring that middle line over and stop. So now that crystal is behind that one. Okay, here's a different way. So we did the triangle for the top. We're gonna keep that the same. You can do all of them like that if you want. But this one, the difference is instead of making a V at the bottom, first you put a little straight line, just kind of straight under where your point was, and then you connect up to those points. So then you have your line coming toward the dot, your line coming toward the dot. So instead of from the point at the bottom of the V, now it has like a flat bottom on it. And so you bring your line from that point and from this one. And remember, when you run into your lines, you just stop. All right, so I'm gonna do that again. So over here, I'm gonna do triangle top, come below it with a straight little line. And you can pause this video if you need to so you can get yours in place. So triangle at the top, straight line, then connect from here to there, connect from here to there, and then we just work toward our line. We're coming down from each point. There's a point, here's a point, there's a point, there's a point. So now from this point down, and we stop when we get to the line, and stop, and stop. And then I'm gonna do another one over here. And if you wanna make one of your triangles come in front like this, you can do that. You'll just erase the lines that show through in a minute. So first I did the triangle. I'm gonna do the easy one now with the V at the bottom. And so that means now I'm just gonna erase this line so it doesn't confuse me. Okay. And then connect from there, from here, and now I'm going to erase that line, and then here. Okay, and then over at this side, I'm going to do another one. I'm just going to make kind of a small top of a triangle. Then I'm going to do the easy one, a V at the bottom, and then connect, stop the line, connect, and there we go. So now I've got my crystals in place, but I kind of need to have like a base at the bottom. So like this one kind of just has this bumpy line down there. So I'm kind of going to do the same thing. Just make kind of a little bumpy line. And you can add some little like bumpy lines at the top edges to kind of show where the crystal like kind of comes down at the base. Okay, so for adding color, this is like super easy, except I just realized I forgot something, so let me go back a minute. On this part right here, I've got to connect this point to these different points. So I'm going to draw 1, 2. On some of these, you could leave them actually flat, or you can add the line in the middle. I like adding the line most of the time to mine. It just gives it more areas to color in different colors. So straight line down the middle of that diamond. This one has those 2 points, so it'll be 2 lines in the middle. This one will be a straight line down the center. Yeah, that's better. I knew it was missing something. Okay, so now I'm ready for the crayon. And this is the fun part because you basically just get to color in each shape differently. So if I use this color, like to color in this part of the crystal, it just means that I don't want to color in the one right next to it, the same color, or the one right under it. So make sure you kind of skip around with your colors. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. 7 is a good number. So like maybe 5 to 7 different colors. You can use all the colors, or you can have 7 colors. If you just do it with a pencil, you'll just do it, you know, your shading. Make sure it's different in each section. So I'm going to kind of skip around with this same color to just kind of save some time and put it in some different places. Here's another thing you can do is shade, like you're creating value. You're pressing down to make it dark. And then as you come down, you're letting it get lighter and lighter. So you can shade from dark to light. That's another neat thing to do with these. All right, so at this point, I'm just gonna keep coloring in. Each little shape will be different from the one beside it or next to it until I have the whole thing colored in. Alright, so if you feel like drawing like the cluster of crystals is a little bit complicated, you could start with just drawing like single crystals on your paper. And so you'll notice like a lot of times they have kind of like the triangular ends. So I'm making just like a bumpy kind of triangle shape, or you can do, I'll just do an actual triangle at this one. Okay, so we do that first, and then I'm going to connect my two bumpy triangles with a line on each side, straight line. And then on one side I will make, like if that's a triangle, then this would be like a V, an upside down V. So and then I can add like a line there, and I can add a line here, and then at the sides, like I might add more like angles coming out from here, and I might even add another one coming out from there. And then when you color it in, you're just gonna mix up your colors like you did on the other ones. So, you know, dark next to light, like switch it up. You can, one of the most fun things to do, I feel like with this, is to like shade, where you start with, like if I start with the dark green here, then I start getting lighter, I'm doing that shading and creating that value. Then I'm gonna take a lighter green color, kind of overlap it, and then start getting that lighter. And then down here, I'll get this lightest yellowish green color. And it just really looks yellow. And blend it out with the green, and then that's fading from that yellow into green and looks really cool. So you can try stuff like that, even if you're doing simple crystals. If you turn them all different ways, like around your paper, that'll look really good. Another thing you can do is like draw just kind of like a random shape. Like that's just a made up shape right there. But then you can come off of it like with little lines going different ways from each point every time it came to a point. And then you can kind of go in and connect those, and you can create crystals or like gemstones that way. Just made an extra mark. And then color those in differently too, and that'll look pretty neat. And you can just fill your page with all different kinds of shapes and angles and color them in differently. So now I'm just gonna color these in quickly. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks so much for watching. Now I hope you go and create your own crystals. I would love to see your drawings when you're finished, so please share them with me. I would love for you to also like and subscribe to my channel and stay in touch with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Samantha Wood Art. I also have a website that you can visit and check out my artwork if you would like to, and that's samanthawood.art. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great day. Bye.